guys, CHARMEDBOX here and welcome back to my channel, and today, as you can tell by the title, we are trying out the Milani palette that I got in my beloved beauty box. This palette here is the Milani Everyday Eyes palette, and it gave me really autumnal, wintry sort of vibes, and I asked you guys if you'd like me to try it out in a video, and you said yes, so I thought I'd get that done for you guys. So yeah, if you would like to see my thoughts, I will give them after this little tutorial. I kind of almost followed what the look was on the back of the palette, but it's a really lovely, easy, like little tutorial on the back, and you can create this eye look using that. So if you'd like to see how I created this look that I'm currently wearing, then carry on watching. Right guys, so obviously this entire look is being created with the Milani palette, and the first shade we're going into is the palette doesn't really have names for the shades, it just has the word crease and things on the back. So I'm just going to go into this brown shade here as a transition shade. I think it says crease on there, so we're just going to put that in the crease on the outer corner, and we're going to blend it up towards our brow. A bit odd that it doesn't have like shade names, but kind of there's like an eye map on the back, so you can follow it to create a look, which is a really great idea. I love that, especially for people that are new to makeup. So yeah, now we're going into not that shade, this shade, and we're going to pack that over the top of the first shade, our transition shade, build up the colour and the depth in the crease and the outer corner, and then we will shortly swap brushes and blend it out. Yeah, like I said, it's a really nice palette for showing people who are new to makeup how to apply a nice eye look, which I really like. That's one thing I do like about the palette. Once I've applied enough of the shade, I go into another little brush, which is just a clean, fluffier brush, and just blend it all out. Now we're going into the Halo Cut Crease Canvas from Revolution, and I've just applied some to the back of my hand. I find it a lot easier to apply. Pat it on the centre of your eye, look up, and it just gives you a guideline to how high you can bring your cut crease, because if you've got sort of more hooded eyes or your eyes are slightly droopy like mine, you just know that you can bring it slightly higher by doing this. So just apply that in, cut that crease, and neaten off your edges, and then you're ready for the next shade. Which is this gorgeous orange shade. It's probably my favourite shade in the whole palette. Absolutely love it. It's really pigmented. Obviously, again, because I am a mature lady, I have slightly wrinklier eyes than most. Well, not the most, but you know what I mean. So I did take my time in applying this, because I could see the cut crease canvas in places underneath when I moved the eyeshadow around. So just, if you do have eyes like mine, just take your time, pack on that shade, and make sure you filled it all in. And once you've filled it in, we're going back into this brown shade with a little fluffy brush. I used the brush from the palette, which was really actually quite nice, and it's just to blend that edge between the orange and the brown and just make it transition a little bit more smoother. Now we're going into this sort of highlighter shade, and we're just going to put that on the brow bone. Then I just give it a little blend so there's a nice seam between the two colours. Now we're going on to the XX Revolution Flicks liner. You guys know I absolutely love this. I highly recommend it. You should totally try it. I've left me applying my whole entire wing, just so that you guys can see how I do it and how much easier. I mean, my wings are never perfect, you know. I don't think, well, I say I don't think, but it is hard to get the perfect wing most of the time. Sometimes we're lopsided or wonky, but it just does happen. But I really love this eyeliner, and I highly recommend it to anyone that wants to try out a wing, or even just an eyeliner, a pen in general. This is such a good one, and it's so affordable. Once we've done that, we're going into the Bad Gal Bang mascara. This is on its last legs for sure. I'm running out. I think it's sort of at the end of its days, but I apply that to the upper lashes. Definitely going to buy this. Now we're going on to one of my favourite eyeliners, which is why it's so small, and it's the Lottie London AM to PM liner, and we're just going to tightline. Do the other eye, apply an essence. Well, I'm applying my primer. It's an Essence hydrating primer. And now we're going into a YSL sample. It's slightly darker than the one I have downstairs that I use for every day. We're just applying that to our face. I thought I'd leave my base on this time, guys, so you can see how I apply my base makeup. I don't worry too much about getting my under eyes when I'm applying my foundation, because obviously I'm going to go on with the concealer, which I'm doing now, and that is the Conceal and Hydrate from Makeup Revolution. I have changed my look, the way I apply my concealer up just a little bit. I don't apply as much as I used to, and obviously you can see my placement. And then I just take a little sponge and blend it all out. I think this is a tad light for me, but I still like it. I will still use it. Once it's blended out, it looks really good. And once I've blended all that out, I go into the Mo Minerals Mattifying Setting Powder. This is a lovely setting powder. It's in the shade Pure. I don't use a lot. Obviously, I have mature skin, so I don't use too much powder because it can crease up a little bit. So I just lightly dust that all over. And for contour, we are going into the Hoola Benefit Bronzer. And I do contour. I'd say I contour a little bit heavier when I know I'm doing a makeup look. More so because the lights are so bright and I want you guys to sort of see what I've applied to my face. So it does look like I go so heavy, which I don't for every day, but I do go in a little bit heavier with the contour when I'm on camera. So generally I focus around the cheeks and the forehead, and I do the jawline just a little bit, not all the time, it depends on how I feel, but I mainly focus on the cheekbones and the forehead a little bit. Doing the jawline just sort of softens any harsh angles or anything, so I don't always do it because I haven't got a harsh angled face, but I just do it sometimes, just depends on how I feel. Top tip, if you feel like you've gone in a little bit too heavy, just take your powder brush and just blend it out. For blush, we're going into the NARS Orgasm blush because it went perfectly with this eye look, and I love this blush, it's such a lovely blush. And we're going back into the palette into this dark shade that I was going to use, but then I decided not to, so we're going to go into that, and we are just going to smoke out the lower lash line. I was going to go halfway, but I thought no, let's go all the way, so I do smoke out the entire lower lash line. Then we're going into this highlighter shade, and we're just going to pop that on the inner corner of the eye. Now we're going back into the Lottie London AM to PM and just lining the waterline. And back into the Bad Gal Bang for the lower lashes. And for highlight, we've gone into the Moonchild palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm pretty certain the colour is Pink Heart. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's a gorgeous highlighter, it's so pretty. It doesn't sit in any of the wrinkles too badly, and I do love the shade. The Pink Heart shade is probably one of my favourites, it's just really pretty. And for lips, I forget the shade, I'm really sorry. This was a Doll Beauty lipstick. Love the formula for this. I would definitely buy more of these. It's a beautiful creamy formula and the colour is really nice, and I feel like it just finished the look off perfectly. But then I did top it with a lip topper. This is the I Heart Revolution Nightmare Before Christmas one. I think it's the Oogie Boogie one. It's like a bronzy sort of shade, and it went perfectly over the top of the lip. It just completed the look, I think. But we can't finish like that, can we? No. And that is the finished look, guys. Super easy look, really autumnal, warm sort of colours. Really enjoyed it. It's not hard to build up, it's really nice to apply. These retail for about £10, and sometimes you can get them cheaper on certain sites, but I highly recommend this. As like, if you're into your everyday sort of eye looks, this one gives you a little bit more with that pop of orange, but if you're into that sort of thing, I'd highly recommend these. They're really nice, and they've got some really nice, it's like a good selection of sort of like a mix of matte and shimmers in there as well. So if you can see, I have sort of showed you already in the as I was doing the tutorial, but it's really nice. Like the shimmer shades are really pretty, the orange is really good. I'll kind of just sort of do a little, like, so you guys can see, like that's the sort of colour palette you're working with. Really, really pretty. It really does, you know, build up beautifully. I can't complain about it. I have no complaints. It's a really pretty palette and I love how the look turned out. If you loved how this look turned out too, you should totally leave this video a big thumbs up. And also, if you're new here, subscribe and see what else there is to come, because I don't just do makeup, I do all sorts of things here on this channel. Unboxings and bath bombs, you name it. It's probably here, so you should totally stick around and check it out. But yeah, that was my little tutorial try on of the Milani Everyday palette. This one's the Earthy Elements one. I think there are others in the range, but this one is the Earthy Elements one, and I really like this for sort of this time of year. It's really, really nice. So, totally perfect autumn winter vibes to me. So yeah, that's my thoughts and review on this little palette. It's such a cute palette, so totally go and have a look at it. If you would like to get this palette, I will probably try and link it down below in the description bar so you guys can go and have a look and find them for yourselves. But they're really affordable palettes, and Milani is a really, really good affordable makeup brand, so you should totally go and have a little look. But yes, I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to keep you here any longer. I hope you have a great day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is you're doing when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!